intriguingly, I'm also teaching the current Form 5. You know what I'm talking about? That means relentlessly, non-stop. So I'm just farewelling, saying goodbye to my Form 6, okay? They can dump all their English-related stuff, worksheets, etc., etc. And they can forget English language forever, and then get ready for other subject matters. But you guys, you have one more year to go, I think for more than half of you. So if you are not studying abroad, now, what I want to highlight is that, because I was also doing the paper simultaneously, and then maybe it's worth talking about it. I record the soundtrack, I record the whole broadcast. If you're interested, you can click it. Maybe the sound quality is not that nice, but I put it over here as well. And also because of the copyright, I can't show you the part A, but I can show you the data files. So I sum up certain keywords. Let's say task 1. Well, they try to test whether you can spell certain basic district names. So Prince Edward, can you spell that? So whether you have that awareness about certain keywords or key places, attractions in Hong Kong. So whenever you are on MTR, or whenever you are in the supermarket, be sensitive towards those words. So it's nice to revise the vocab, okay, in your daily life. So economic downturn, can you spell that? So etc, etc. Cold brew, I don't know whether you like coffee or not, so that's one of the ways. And something related to geography, maybe low humidity, can you spell that? It's not repeated. And anything else, so you can check it out. And that's my note-taking page. Can you spell not available? From time to time that word shows up in DSE preliminary analysis on 2022 paper 3. So if you finish your homework, if you finish listening to or watching certain clips, so you are highly recommended watching something related to 2022, and somehow you know what was just happening, and then you can foresee 1 year later, most likely, I think they're going to talk about maybe epidemic, influencer, distant learning, e-learning, anything else, Elon Musk, anything else. Oh, AI, they just talk about it. But meta world, okay, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, you can Google it, you can watch it on YouTube, or I'll prepare some clips later. Alright, now that's it. So move on to today's main dish. So task 1, so remember the proper names, capital letters, no capital letters, then no marks. And not just for King Travel, but the rest as well. So you have to raise your awareness of the proper nouns, the spellings. Don't look down on the preparation time. That's the active reading time. You have to predict the answers. And don't look down on the 30 seconds answer tidying up time. You have to double check any careless mistakes. Whenever you have time left, you can move to part B. Middle Island, capital letters. Color can be COLOR, US spelling, so no problem at all. So up to you. So next one, there are some tricks or skills. Let's see. So according to the marks allocated for you guys, you can see how many ticks you need. And also over there it says that answer, not answers. Okay, 1 mark only, so just 1 tick. So here is just for you to cross-check your answers. Okay, again, mountain xiao. You have to give me the capital letter for this proper noun. Next one, the same practice. You see 2 marks allocated, so most likely answers, 2 ticks. So I think none of you made such a mistake. You missed 1 tick, none of you. But I just want to remind you that follow the instructions and also follow the marks given as well. Well, over here, if you fail to spell incredible, I can't help you. Informative, you have to spell it right. And then natural wonders, there are 7 they are going to talk about, so plural is a must. But the funny thing is that, hey, it's just for level 5 star or double star. Footage, uncountable. Don't give me footages, it's wrong. You can say video clips, you can say video archives, videos, but just footage. Something like assignments. But homework is uncountable. Okay, happy? And information also uncountable. Data uncountable. So whenever I talk about certain words uncountable, that list of words should come to your mind immediately. So that's the way. You have to be so familiar with this list of uncountable words. Remember, advice as well. Advice. You can't say advices, remember? You can only say pieces of advice. Okay, over here, task 2. Well, suppose you have a few minutes before part A, you scan and then you highlight the keywords or any important instructions. So over there, it never says that you have to give me complete sentences or nor grammatical phrases. So, well, in this sense, maybe the subject verb, not a problem. Tenses, not a problem at all. But you still need to give me the correct spelling. Well, the question 17. What did Dr. Blunt see that made her feel odd? So, which means filled with amazement. What made her amazed? So the answer is watching the movement of tide. Okay, T-I-D-E. Some of you try to make up another word, but it doesn't make sense. So it is important for you to proofread and try to double check, cross check the meaning. So that's tide. If you can't spell it, you spelled it wrongly, corrections once only. But don't need to rush to correct it now. Later on you can still have time to digest. I will give you tomorrow's lesson and even Friday's lesson to digest your mistakes. So you don't need to rush to correct now. But definitely you have to submit your corrections plus that self-learning reading analysis form by Friday 5 o'clock. Okay, over here, to me, the teacher highlighted the keywords. As you can see here, how, and then the teacher highlight, hey, it's about the verb. And I think it's about the ways as well. So in this sense, bear in mind, whenever the question is about how, you can give me verbs immediately, or ways, right? You can give me gerund. Cause the instructions never says that you have to give me complete sentences. So you give me the keywords, you are safe. And you don't need to give me it at all. But honestly speaking, if you did give me it, then I expect that you give me the correct subject verb. It restores. You know what I'm talking about. Suppose I have to be rigid, but you see I didn't underline that it restores. So I just verbally remind you guys, if you gave me it is always true, present simple tense, he, she, it, then you have to give me restores. Remember it. Some of you, you know I take it, I gave you mark, but I still underline your mistakes. Do corrections. So for your own good, please. And so 1 year to brush up your language proficiency, remember? So you give me gerund, the ways, or you give me the verb, how. So the rest the same. And again, I didn't highlight walk, so you give me singular, I give you marks. But for those students, if you want to aim high, you understand why walks, because surely it's not, you are not going to finish one path only. Maybe you are going to finish several paths, several trails. That's why long walk is much better. Oh, this is not the past tense. This is the noun. Okay, so I know think, thought, but here is not the verb. It is the noun. So it is the little trick, and you have to study English. That's why. Go through the list of words uncountable and go through some special part of speech like this one. Any questions? If not, I move on. Next one. Oh, not yet. Still task 2. Oh my gosh. So, go to school on foot. That's the way. By bus, by taxi, on foot. But over here, you're describing the limbs of a lizard. So, 4 limbs, 4 feet. You can't say feecy. That's double plural. It's wrong. And I gave you another example. Some special plural forms. Child is singular. And you know, children is plural. And you can't give me childs. You can't give me children's. There are some special words like these. Another one what comes to my mind is alumni. Alumni, 師兄師姐呢 that's plural. Alumnus, that's singular, so funny. Alumnus is singular, and alumnus is coming to share, but there are a group of alumni coming, so that's the funny way. That's the way to study some interesting English words. Next one. Trap is that why lectures designs better. Your focus should be lecture first. The subject should be matching with lecture's designs. Why? Because they have been evolving. Well, I don't buy that. That's just to a very certain or limited extent for so-called evolution. It's an illusion. I have a YouTube clip talking about evolution is a religion, and I provide you some evidence as well. Pieces of evidence. If you are interested, you can check it out. Evolution. The mainstream believes that's the truth, but definitely from Christianity, from Christian's views, and also from scientific proofs, I don't think evolution is the way. But well, anyway, according to the soundtrack, it says that natural items, they have been perfecting themselves. Hey, perfect is not an adjective here. Perfect is a verb. Okay, and also with passive, have been perfected. Okay, over the long stream of time. So without any causes, it has been automatically perfected. So I don't buy that at all. But some people, they turn to UFO or extraterrestrials too fast. So I don't buy extraterrestrials that easily as well. So next one, and I don't count Jesus as an ET, so I have to clarify myself. Okay, outdoors, adverb, and the adjective is outdoor, no S is the adjective. So that's the way you have to study. But the funny thing is that don't mix up with overseas. Why? Because overseas, no matter it's an adjective or adverb, you need S. So that's the funny part. I repeat myself. When you let's say when you're having activities outdoors as an adverb, let's have outdoor activities adjective. But overseas, it is a must. You can look it up in the dictionary later on. Well, this one is for level 5 or above. If you make such a mistake, and then you just limit yourself, restrict yourself from getting to level 5. So remember what I said before, I said it several times, it is an adjective, which means your daily life, your daily world, your everyday, one word, an adjective. If you give me 2 words, it is an adverb. Any questions? Well, that's why I recorded. You re-listen and then you check it out yourself, look it up in your dictionary. We cut part A shorter rather than giving you 4 tasks, now just 2 if I'm right. Is it 2? I think so. Suppose it should be 4 tasks, but we cut it shorter. But in Form 5, your mock exam, that means your spring section final exam, we make it a mock. Form 6, you have another mock. We are going to give you the full experience, the whole set. Alright, now task 3, task 4, I think I skipped this first. Let's get into the data file immediately. So first of all, as usual, you have to know who you are. You're Alex. Your post, you are the secretary working for the World Wonders, that travel company. Who's your boss? Justin T. Okay, you know Justin, you're your boss. You are Alex now. Cause this is prepared by another teacher. Well, maybe you can combine both, or you establish your own. So now I'm going to explain to you how. Page 3, note taking, so important. Active reading, when you read before listening, you have to predict the answers. So over here you see new features about definitely anything specials, anything new coming for the travel packages. Okay, new tour, ethical tutoring. So definitely we are always talking about this even before reading. So whether it is green enough, whether it is eco-friendly enough. So when you keep on reading and then you know someone blaming you, when you are taking people there to the natural wonders, you are ruining them. You are damaging the natural environment. So how can you clarify? How can you defend yourself and defend for your company politely? So I think over here, just most of them full spellings. I don't know if you can jot down fast, then you can spell everything. If not, you can think about the short-term people. You can think about the word government, etc., etc. My style, I just write that enviro and then done. And then I will spell it full later when I have time. So you have a year to establish your shorthand style, your shorthand system. And also another thing is that if you can pinpoint certain answers immediately, let's say the 7 wonders, you have to introduce the 7 wonders in task 3, you can write down task 3 immediately. Over here, ethical issues, oh definitely. Task 5, you're writing a letter to the editor immediately. Surely it should be task 8, task 9, task 10. But this time we shorten everything, so that's why the task numbers are changed. So here we go. As you can see, 2 different styles. My style, I put a square for the format. Email, also formal, because you're representing your company, the task 4. Representing your company to introducing some potential packages or package, the best one for the potential client. So it should be formal and politely present your points in a welcoming tone, encouraging tone. Last one, letter to the editor, definitely formal. On behalf of your travel agency and also on behalf of the whole industry. So how can you defend politely? And definitely you're going to give some counter argument, but it should not be in a strong way, should not be an aggressive way. The teacher style, just write down point 1, point 2. But my style, I like to write down 8.1, 8.2, 8.3. Here is 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4. That is my style. And next part is 4.1, 4.2, my style. But the teacher is another way. So I think it's okay. So over here is not the page number. I just want to remind you that the teachers list them for you. Point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4. In the article, how you can touch upon them one by one. It's not page number, just point 1, point 2, point 3, and so on. Some of you missed this page. You have to narrow down, rather than you talk about all 7 wonders, you have to focus on 3. So if you miss it, you just plainly copy everything, you can't get marks. And also your language points may be a maximum of 3 out of 5 only, because you fail to manage your data file well. So if you copy too much, that's the trouble. So don't miss the highlights. Here's a trap. Here it sets 4 objections. So that's why the teacher definitely highlights 4 points for you guys as well. So you have to deal with each issue one by one. My suggestion is that 1 paragraph, 1 issue. Then it would be much clearer. And also merging with introduction and conclusion, in total should be 6 paragraphs in this sense. Why not? And in DS you can ask for extra pieces of paper. It's okay, but surely you should not copy too much. What I meant is your wording should be bigger and don't touch the margin, so it's easier for the examiners to follow. And 1 point, 1 paragraph. Well, let's move on. As you can see all over here, worldwonders.com.hk just equip you with more info. So definitely some are not good choices. So if you have doubts, you can put a semi-tick over there and double check. And definitely this is page 6. If you keep on reading page 7, over here it says that no wheelchair services. Sri Lanka is not an option at all. But you have to double check on page 7. And then the rest over here you have to climb a lot. Remember the possible client's son with disabilities. he is in a wheelchair all the time, so climbing steps definitely not a choice for him. So oh, this is sidetracking, but as I said, page 7 telling you no wheelchair services, so that's wrong. So over here, climbing again, not wise to do so. So the best match should be Thailand, but we need to double check. Oh, contact. So some of you missed that contact. So if you invite others to contact you by mail, by email, and also on phone. So over here, as you can see, no wheelchair, as I said, that's why. Sri Lanka, that's not an option at all. And this one, climbing mountains, OMG, so not at all. So 2 choices left, and then you have to choose the better one. So the better have more pluses, okay? So give you more edges. So that's why this Thailand highlight tour is a much better choice. So some of you did choose a not the best one, that's why you can't get marks. So over here, just an add-on, is a very nice adjective. I just want you to remember, sometimes hyphen can be a noun, but here is an adjective, and this one is nice, and it's related to task 3 as well. Okay, so you are giving suggestions. Now is task 4, right? You're receiving a letter, and then you have to help your boss to draft a reply and suggesting the best of the best package. So over here it talks about accommodation, and I remember one without any accommodation as well. All of them have accommodation, yeah. So then how to distinguish the best from the rest? So you have to cater for the people with disabilities, so that's the key. And also his son loves water activities, so if a certain area with lots of water activities and also with lots of supporting systems over there, that should be nice. But here just about the boats only, nothing on the beach at all. Then in this sense, Thailand's much better, okay? Yeah, and also mention that walking long distances, don't think that it is easy. If you try to take care of anyone in a wheelchair, oh by the way, add on, whether you ask the question or not, why not on? Why we have to say in? Because, so whenever you see some chairs like this, the person getting into it, we say in. Okay, it seems that you are covered by something. That's why wheelchairs with arms on your right and left. So whenever you see the chair is open, you are sitting on it, so it's on. No arms on side. So I hope that I try to explain to you. That's why something similar to get in the taxi, but you get on the bus with your back straight. So you get in, but you get on the bus. So that's primary 3 prepositions. But it's another add-on. So I'm talking about accumulating. So come back to my original topic. So walking long distances is not easy. If you try to take care of any person in a wheelchair, not easy. The wheelchair is heavy, you know, and then with that person, and then it's double heavy. So if the roadway pathway is not even, if you have to pull it up, it is hard, very hard. Even with two people together, it's hard to carry a wheelchair with a man. Very difficult. Because a long time ago in my previous school, there's no lift for wheelchairs at all. But we invited a guy in wheelchair. That's ridiculous. Then we have to carry that guy up to the stage. 3 teachers. Very challenging. So this is not a walking distance, just a few steps. But that's like hell to us. So I'm just trying to explain to you why. You think that a walking long distance is okay, not okay at all. Next. Okay, that's the bullets against you guys. Stay away. Somehow I agree with this, but to turn to the exam mode and get marks, So you have to think about, you have to sum up the 4 objections against your company, and then you have to address each issue one by one politely. So let's say this one, you guys just ask for money only, you aim at money, and then don't understand the impact. So whenever you see it on it over the local people and area, you damage the environment. So tries to give you the counter arguments already, but as I said, you are not in a debate at all, so your tone should be affirmative. You are so sure, you believe in your industry, your companies so much, but you have to present your points in a nice way, very polite way. So I give you some wordings as well. Over here is that they said people claims that, hey, you guys just care about money. Aren't we all? Or I think most of the people do. But over here it says, hey, no, we also help develop the local economy. If possible, you can say it is a win-win situation. It's just a little bit of elaboration and a little bit show off, and it's not going to take you a lot of time. Or you can use that word mutually benefiting one another, because we help boost the local economy. Perfect, right? Rather than just directly copy word by word. Tourism helps the local economy. You can get a mark definitely, but you fail to impress the examiners. By the way, I did explain to Form 6 in the last 4 weeks over the past practice paper. And that's the way to impress the examiners. Let's say, remember, your tone and your organization, the full marks just 4 in total. 2 marks respectively. If you just get 1 out of 2 usually, that means you missed 2 marks already. In total 3 tasks, you missed 6 marks already. That's 1 level. It's gone forever. So for those students, if you are qualified to get level 5, definitely. So think about how to get 5-star and 5 double star. You have to think the time limit. You have to try to impress the examiners, but not writing too much. Just write. It is hard to please the examiners. So I'm teaching you how to please the teachers. So you don't need to please me anymore. And you need to please me now, but 1 year later you have to please the teachers outside. So I'm telling you what we like, and then you can try to appeal to us in this way, and that's it. Here is a trap. It gives you all the wonders, top 8 wonders, but definitely you just need to sum it up according to the page 5, just 3. So it's the Mount Fuji. What's that? I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Totori? Totori Sanjungs. By the way, it is not dance. It's British pronunciation is June. That's J sound. June. And US is Dune. I made a mistake. That's why I just remind myself. It's June or Dune. Not dunk. Not slam dunk. So another add-on. Now 8 minutes left, so that's the golden time. So a cleaner version of this one is on eClass. You can turn to it. I will prepare the video clip of today's lesson as well. You can refer to it anytime you want to. So tomorrow and the day after tomorrow is time for you to finish the homework. But today before 2, any irregularities you have to report to me before 2, because I would like to share the total with you if possible. When you're doing homework, just like in autumn section, winter section, you're doing homework, I talk to you one by one, just tell you your total, then later on when you double check it, maybe it's easier. Any burning questions? If not, I mute myself. OMG.